What's up, everyone? It is Bill, and I'm having one of those days right now. My phone is making noise, so bear with me. There we go. Maybe mute it. So right before I popped up on the screen, I had the banner for Rock for Life 25, which is this coming weekend, the 28th and 29th at Paradise Park. That show is a benefit for a local child who is fighting a form of cancer. So if you're not familiar with that, head to rockforlifeconcert.com. I believe it's $25 to get in for both days, but you'll have to check. I will be there Friday. So if you want to come hang out, I will be there. Anyway, this is episode 727 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. You just heard 13 Occult and their song Crystal, followed by Uprising and their track Rise, and then a little commercial about the band jam, which is happening in August. You have to check that out. It's thebandjam.com. So we are live on Music from the 412, Build the Scene. You are also going to hear us on XRP Radio in Scotland, xrpradio.co.uk, in Texas and California on rootaroораdio.com. St. Louis, Missouri on 107.1 FM KFGD and at megarockradio.net. And with me tonight are Paul, Steve, and Dan from 3 Leagues to Rome. What's up, gentlemen?
How you doing?
What's going on?
What's going
on? Well, I've been fixing computers. But
it was like fun.
And building robots. That's been my day. So first, let's talk about the band name. That's going to be the most cliche question that I'm going to ask you all day. Where did the band name come from?
You guys want me to take it?
Go for it.
All right. So Steve, myself, and Brian were in a band years ago. And after we got back together, we kind of got rid of that name and we started writing some new songs. And we're like, you know what? Let's get out there again. But we need a new name. I mean, we must have thrown out, Steve, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe 100 different names.
It is the hardest thing in the world to do.
Yeah. So, my wife was like, well, why don't you try to stick towards, the original 3, like me, Steve, and Brian, it's 3, right? And we're all Italian, so maybe something along those lines. And what's funny was I happened to be reading a Nostradamus book, and it just so happened that there was a chapter where he predicted that a pope would be killed from about 3 leagues from Rome. So I threw it out there, and they were like, hey, why not? Let's go with it. So instead of 3 leagues from Rome, it's 3 leagues to Rome. So looking forward.
Cool. Andrew Steed checking in from Germany. Say hello to Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
What's up, guys?
Private Shanklin.
All right, so I have 2 questions I ask on every episode. I'm going to get those out of the way here at the beginning. The first one is, who is your Dave Grohl? In other words, who do you want to go up on stage with and perform one of their original songs?
Holy Jesus.
Ooh.
It's an influence question.
Local band or regular influence?
Like
anybody?
Like who influenced you that you would want to go up and play on stage with, basically?
Soundgarden, Blind Melon, Led Zeppelin. Watching them.
Yeah, I would say Zeppelin for sure. The Beatles, I mean Zeppelin for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many influences, but I mean, these guys probably can guess what I'm going to say. My one band I'd probably have to say would be Pink Floyd, the original lineup with Waters back in the mix, and of course, Mr. Rick Wright, still alive and with us today. I love the opportunity to play one song with those guys.
All right, so this next question is just sort of a oddball question that I started asking. So you play shows, you've recorded things, so I'm sure there's some pizza involved along the line. What is the best pizza you've had because you're in a band?
Because we're in a band.
Yep. So in a recording session, at a show, on your way to or from a show, something along
Really
those
tough
lines.
one. The place
Oh my
close to the
God.
vault. I think that's the only
Yeah, I
time
was
we've
gonna-
ever all had pizza together.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember who that was, but yeah, we ordered pizza
No.
when we were at the studio,
Yeah.
but I don't remember who they were.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they know who they are. Yeah, that's right.
Well, what studio was it?
The
The
vault.
vault.
On Neville
Okay.
Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with oh, now I'm completely blanked on his name. That's terrible.
Bob.
Yes, Bob McCutcheon.
Bob
Bob
McCutcheon.
McCutcheon.
Yep, that's right.
So the vault is, I haven't been there yet, but I've seen a lot of very, very cool photos from that place.
Oh, yeah, go check it out, man. It's a cool spot.
Bob and I were involved in a project together. So I have met and had conversations with him quite a few times. But
No, he's a great guy.
very
Great
nice guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he has that cool Neve console there.
Oh, you got that
That
right,
was
man.
one of the main reasons we went there in the first place.
Hey, so if you, I'm going to ask this question right now because we may use it later. You're leaving a show, and there is a DeLorean sitting outside the show with its doors up in the air and a flux capacitor in the back. Where are you going in time, and what band are you going to hang out with while you're there? Because, Marty hung out with the band.
Wow. I know who I'm going. I'm going back to see Mozart, man.
Nice.
That's who I'd want to go see. I mean, that was
Wow,
like the
that's a
first
tough one.
true rock and roll. I mean, he was crazy, man.
Yep.
Probably Pink Floyd.
Yeah. So take us 66, Steve?
Huh?
1966. 1966 would that take us to?
Roughly, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Into 1972. When did
Yeah.
the wall happen? I can't remember the year.
Yeah. 60 something, yeah.
Back
Just a
when
little
music
bit
was still,
before our time.
yeah,
I would say
but
late 60s. Yeah. 69, 70.
back
It's
when the
before my
majority of
time, too, just to be clear.
anywhere back when the majority of the music was still moving forward,
Yeah.
as
Yeah, right.
opposed to where we are today.
I like how you worded that. If you could play with any band anywhere on earth, so it doesn't even need to be like a normal venue, and this is why I asked the DeLorean question first, because you can go back in time and do it too. What band do you want to play with, and where?
Jeez.
The first band I ever asked this question to said Dio at Stonehenge.
That'd be pretty cool.
There's
There's so many bands I'd want to play with.
Yep.
And I would want to play in like the Coliseum. That's where I'd want to play.
Nice.
that would be cool. Probably on top of the mountain in Italy where we went on to go visit my grandfather's relatives. There's nothing up there, just fields and marble rocks. Just sit in the middle of the field and jam.
That'd be
That's a
cool.
tough one. If we're gonna do it there, I would probably then pick Pink Floyd again.
I'm
What
starting to
about
feel a
Blind Melon
theme.
up there, man?
That would be fun too.
Blind Melon up there, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't have a particular place in mind, but I'm going to trade a place for two bands instead. Play anywhere Give me Pink Floyd and give me Toll. That'd be my dream.
Cool. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about 3 Leagues to Rome's song Dying Day. We're also going to hear right before that Dream the Heavy Flame. And on the video end, I'm going to give away some tickets. So we'll be right back.
All right.
As long as I don't mess it up like I am right now. So that's what it looks like on my screen, sort of. All right, so I have 2 tickets to give away to Eyes Set to Kill Into the Wilderness with 15 years of Reach with that Reach the Requiem. I can't read tonight either. Lost Separation at Preserving Underground on Wednesday. Those tickets, should you need to get them and you don't win tonight, run between $20 and $23. The age is all ages. See, I really cannot read tonight. I had 2 people sign up for this one. We have lots of different shows that you will want to check out. But for this one, we had James Johnston and Nikki Prasa. So I added their names multiple times to the wheel. And what we're going to do is I'm going to spin and see who's winning those 2 tickets. And then whoever the winner is will receive an email from me letting both Rocky, the owner of Music from the 412, and Adam Valen, who is in charge of releasing tickets to us from Dressing Entertainment, know who the winner is. And then they will get an email from Adam with the ticket information. I do also want to show you some of the stuff that is coming up so you can see what you can win tickets to. You'll see my background change on me there. So we also have tickets to Super Suckers, Lord of Altamont, The Ravagers, The Cheats, 10,000 Maniacs, Entheos with the Moment in Pompeii, Bowling for Soup, Sugar Ray Rayford with Miss Freddie, Like a Storm with Keller, Skylit Drive with Adversity and Outlier, Glenn Hughes, Bullet Boys, Crack the Sky, April Wine and the Borstal Boys, Richie Kotzen with Blackridge and Super Monkey, Mushroom Head with Burning Body, plus there's No Us and Mind Incision, Trace Lads, Nelson with the Xander Damos Band, Post Traumatic, Yingve, Melsteam, and all kinds of other shows coming up after that. This is constantly updated, so you'll want to keep an eye on Music from the 412/contests. With that said, let's find out who's winning those tickets to the show on Wednesday, Preserving Underground. And that winner is James Johnston. James, keep an eye on your email. You'll be receiving one later tonight with that information. Hey, it's Bill. We are back to episode number 727 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring 3 Leagues to Rome, and we just heard their song Dying Day. Right before that, we heard from Dream the Heavy, and that song was Flame. So I warned you ahead of time that I was going to get radio-like and ask you about your song. So it's kind of like MTV, when MTV was really MTV, where they did the storytellers. So you can tell us a story about what the song is about, or a story about how the song became, or something that somebody told you after hearing the song, whatever you want, but it has to be related to the song.
Well, Dan tells it good. It started, my mom was real sick. It had just been rough for a long time. And I which usually when things get like that, I'll sit down with the guitar and start noodling around. And I had come up with a little bit like a riff that I like. And then Dan remembers it better because we had practiced a couple days after that. And Dan can take over here for this part.
Oh, okay. So we were having our weekly jam session as usual, and we were done, basically hanging it up. I think Dave, our lead guitarist / keyboardist, he shut his gear down, put his guitar down, and he walked out of the room. He had to go use the bathroom. Sorry, Dave, don't embarrass you, but number one. Sorry. Anyway, so he walked out of the room. I think I just shut my amp off, or was about to. I think Paul shut his off, but didn't put his guitar down yet. I was about to, and Steve just started playing this riff, which was what's known as now is basically the opening riff, and just kind of played it a few times through. And I looked at Paul. Paul looked back, and we just kind of like both, threw our amps back on and stuff, and just started noodling around with it. Brian started coming up the beat. Probably about maybe a minute and a half into doing whatever we were doing at the time. Dave comes running back in the room, picks up his guitar, turns his back on, and we just kind of started, coming up with the riffs for the main part of the song. And, we've had some changes since then, but I think for the most part they were minor. That song kind of almost came to light, start to finish, that night, all from Steve's riff he's kind of put forward, and just kind of felt with it, had some, like I said, minor changes to it. And then
I think the minor changes were maybe in the studio,
Yeah, the key change.
For the most part,
yeah. So I mean, we work with Dave Hillis, and
I was going to ask that question. I have interviewed him. Does he still look like a wizard?
No, he actually
He's
has
short.
hair. So
when I interviewed him, he looked like the White Wizard from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly.
Gandalf.
Yeah, but we were
we
were in the studio, and he's like, I think his literal words were, he pulled us back into the control room, and he's like, I'm getting kind of bored.
He's I'm over it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, exactly. So he's like, I think maybe why don't you try like a key change or something? We're like, okay, well, we only got the studio for a day, right? So we went back in, and I all five of us just kind of like, I don't know, it was like maybe not even 10 minutes, just noodle around.
We got that
and
quick. Completely
yeah,
changed
it was like
with the end of the song.
Yeah, exactly. So from like the middle to end of the chorus on, it's like it was just completely done in the studio. So,
and then there was
like two spontaneous moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it was. It's one of those things that just came together. It's probably like a rare thing in most people's writing style, including ours. It doesn't always come together like that, but it's just kind of like it wasn't there, and then it was.
Yeah,
basically.
So, how does the writing process usually go for you guys?
Either generally kind of like that. One of us will come up with a riff while we're practicing. We'll just kind of play it out. Sometimes it happens organically while we're playing, but the lyrics are usually the most difficult part because I hate writing lyrics. Paul writes some of them, but that usually takes a lot longer than getting the music down.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the music is just more like just jamming, for example, like, whenever we did our EP, I think Undecided and Truth in Reverse, like the demos for each of those were like over 7 minutes long. So, it's just kind of how we go about it. But, obviously working with somebody like Dave Hillis is, helps us kind of, focus in and kind of trim stuff down and put things in properly. So, he's been a lot of help.
If you're listening and you're not familiar with who Dave Hillis is, just Google his name. He was in Seattle when Seattle was putting out all the grunge, and you'll find his name on the back of bunch or liner notes of a bunch of those albums.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
And hit him up. Hit him up. If you want to work with him, hit him up. He's always looking for new people to work with. So
But I tried to get him to hook me up with Dave Grohl, and he never really interacted with him.
yeah, that's what he said. He said he never actually. All the people in Seattle that he talked to, he never talked to Dave Grohl.
Yep. I tried. There's a whole story behind that Dave Grohl question, and I thought for sure that he was going to be able to complete it for me. He's like, no, I don't know.
That's it. Yep. Jerry Cantrell, on the other hand.
Let's see. So you kind of you did the embarrassing story, but I'm going to ask you to give me an embarrassing story of something that's happened when you guys are on stage, but none of you can tell me something that you did. You have to tell me that somebody else did that embarrassed you. And it doesn't have to be from this band, but it's better if it is.
It's Paul. I've been playing with Paul forever, so I don't even know that it was embarrassed, but I tend to get hit with drumsticks a lot.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. What's funny about that, because I was going to say, Brian, it's just, we played Club Cafe a year and a half ago, like right before New Year's Eve, with Dream the Heavy and No Sleep for Zombies. And, again, drummers, his mouth just goes, man. And that was a little embarrassing, but I mean, hey, it was a couple of days before New Year's, so we were all just having some fun, but a little embarrassing for me.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Eve, yeah.
It was all good though.
It
I was actually a spectator at that time. I was at that show, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, that was actually right before Dan started.
Yeah.
How are we doing time wise? Okay, one more question, and then we'll take another break. If you could sit down with your musical idol, and I know it's hard to pick one, but I'm going to make you pick one. But you're only able to ask them one question. Who are you sitting with, and what's the one question you're going to ask?
Jesus.
I would sit down with Shannon Hoon, and I would ask him, where does that come from?
I think sitting down with Lane Staley and asking that exact same question. I mean, you talk about two guys that have such a unique voice, singing style. It's that's amazing.
Yep. I guess I'm gonna have to go with Justin Chancellor from Toll. I've read a quote of his. Basically, he's a lot of people paw over the fact that everything has been written already, and he had a quote somewhere along the lines of he just fails to believe that. You just gotta keep digging deeper, and he comes with these fantastic bass riffs with just the right effects. And where do you pull that from? Constantly, one thing after another, and it gets better and better every time. Just amazing.
All right, so we're going to take another break. This time we're going to hear from Kurt Ziegler and his track Cause of Me, and Rebel Revolver and their track Better Me. And we'll be right back on the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 727. Okay, we are back. You are tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 727. With me tonight are three members. We're going to get the third one back momentarily. of 3 Leagues to Roam. We just heard from Kurt Ziegler, Cause of Me, and then Rebel Revolver, Better Me. If you weren't here earlier, we have also heard from Dream the Heavy, 3 Leagues to Roam, Uprising, and 13 Occult. If you're not sure who Uprising is, they just changed their name. It was Bella Rise and the Uprising. And I probably said his first name wrong. Are you guys familiar with him? Bela.
No.
I saw him at Millvale Music Festival, but I didn't walk up to him, so I've never actually spoke to him in person yet. But he does do a thing where he tracks everything that's going on in Pittsburgh music-wise, and he puts out the Pittsburgh Music Tracker, and it's all the shows that are happening and all the releases that are happening, and it gets posted on Music from the 412. So if you're interested in checking that out, musicfromthe412.com, and it's right on the homepage.
Definitely.
And now I've switched everybody into different positions.
Uh-huh.
So we have a little bit more time with 3 Leagues to Roam tonight, and then we'll have 2 more tracks as we go into the evening. So before we get too far, what do you guys have coming up next? What shows do you have? Do you have any recording going on? What's your plan?
Yeah, we got a show July 6th at the Government Center. We'll be playing with Aggressica and the Platelets. And then less than a week after that, the 12th. Yep. Good.
At Club Cafe with Dream the Heavy and
Black Ridge.
Yep. And Fat Daddy from Ohio, actually. Yep.
Black Ridge is one of my daughter's favorite local bands.
Nice.
Awesome.
Have you guys played with them yet?
No, not yet. This will be the first time.
I have a feeling you're going to like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things personally.
So I have twin daughters. One of them says it's her favorite band, and the other one is sang backup for them twice.
Oh, no way.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, so let's see. Oh, I've had your Solo 2 site up on the screen on and off tonight, but the people that are listening and not watching can't see it. So if you want to give that address and anywhere else that you would like them to go to find you, please do so.
Yeah, solo.to/3 Leagues to Roam is kind of like a link tree, right? So we have a bunch of links out there, but mainly, you can search for us anywhere on the internet, but Facebook, Instagram, it's at 3 Leagues to Roam. You can find us there. So
cool.
Any streaming platform out there, we're all over the place. So,
hey, you ready for some more of my odd questions?
Sure.
Go for it.
That's good.
Okay. So your this one's going to be tough. This is probably going to be the toughest one I've asked you all night. You decide that you are done being in a band, but you don't want to leave the music scene, so you're going to manage a band, and you're going to handpick players from the local scene and put them in a band to manage. So who do you want to put in that super group, and what band are they currently in, so people will go check them out?
Wow.
I told you.
I would take. I can't do an entire band. I would take the bass player from Fat Daddies. He would be
One-Eyed Daddies.
Oh,
One-Eyed
Daddies.
Daddies. I apologize.
Yeah.
I would take the bass player from there.
He sounds great and looks very uncomfortable while he's playing.
He is awesome, though. I'm trying to think. That is so hard. I'd take TK from
Dream the Heavy.
Dream the Heavy.
Yep.
I don't know anybody else. That gets a little tougher after that.
To be honest with you, I personally think Dream the Heavy is the best local band in Pittsburgh. I mean, they got such a great bunch of guys. I don't know, Max from Sunshine and the Weathermen.
They're young,
Man,
right?
Yeah.
they are, but man, they got
I haven't
such a
seen
good
them yet.
sound, man. They got such a great sound. But yeah, I mean, One Eye Daddies are a fantastic band. I think Rebel Revolver is amazing too. We've actually played with them before. But there is so much talent in Pittsburgh; it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the
I don't
fun
know,
part
Dan,
about
what do you
going
think?
out and playing with everybody.
Oh, that's for sure,
Yeah.
man. Just kind of say one thing on that before, is that if we were a little younger, it would have, whenever we first did this, it would have been so much fun back in the day. But we're a little bit older right now, so but
Still
yeah.
having fun doing it.
Oh,
Yep.
that's absolutely for sure, man. It's been amazing.
Yep.
It's been amazing. Dan,
Absolutely.
what do you think, man?
I don't know. That is a tough one, and I'm not knowledgeable enough about a large number of bands to really give a good, justifiable answer from. There's no argument. TK from Dream the Heavy. I mean, he's the front man of front men. I mean, he just demands your attention and just brings the energy. I mean, you didn't have to like the music, but you're paying attention. You're sucked in.
So to give you an idea of when Rocky and I saw Dream the Heavy live at Beast of the Berg, we both looked at each other and went, he reminds me of Paul, who is Black Ridge's lead singer.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. That's why you got to come to the July 12th show, man, at Club Cafe.
Yep,
It's gonna be
that's gonna be
a banger, man.
lot of fun. I'm as excited to be there at that show as I am to be playing in that show.
Yeah,
That's just gonna be a blast.
Club Cafe's not a huge place, and
No, I was
and
surprised.
Black
I
Ridge,
thought it was
and
big.
Black Ridge is not a small band.
That's right. Well,
Yep.
Dream the Heavy has 5. We have 5. I think Black Ridge has like 50.
Yeah. Let's see. There's
Actually,
two guitarists, the bass
Lee-
player, the sax player, the keyboardist, the drummer, and the singer. However many that is, because I didn't count on both hands.
the lead guitar player for Black Ridge,
Joey.
went to high school with our lead guitar player, Dave. Yeah,
What's Dave's last name?
Dave Boggs.
So I went to high school with Joey, the lead guitarist, his
Oh,
dad.
There you go.
His
Oh,
dad.
yeah.
So that's why I asked what his last name is, because I lived like 2 miles from the high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I
Dave
don't
Boggs.
know. Hey, so this question I've been asking a lot more often lately. It's going to be the last one I ask you guys tonight. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to draw in the listeners and get them to come see your show and check out your music. What are you going to tell them about?
Steve.
What specific do you think is a selling point for 3 Leagues to Rome?
Our drummer plays without his shirt. There, I answered it.
That may be the best answer so far.
Oh, man.
Hey guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight on episode number 727. And
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
you're welcome. I'm going to throw that website up on the screen again, solo.to/3 Leagues to Rome. Check them out. Go to Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. You said anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
And search 3 Leagues to
Deezer,
Rome.
wherever. Yep.
Yep.
Um,
Spotify, Pandora, it's on there.
It's there.
And what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the evening listening to 3 get out of town bands. If you're not sure what I mean by that, that means they're not from Pittsburgh. The first one is Wicked Vixen. They are actually working a little bit with a local Pittsburgh label. That's how I became aware of them. It's DI Records. If you're not familiar with them, it's DI Records, pgh.com. Their song is called Playing with Fire. And then we're also going to hear from Love and Opium. They were recently on Doc Rock's Metal Shop 101 on Music from the 412. And that track is Blood Flower. And make sure you join us next week. Same time, same bat channel. Did anybody get that?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Same bat.
And if this is your first time watching this show, in about 20 minutes, go to musicfromthe412.com/radio, buildascene.com/radio, or xrpradio.co.uk, and you'll be able to hear all the interview and all the bands that I mentioned that we played. And then if you should happen to miss that, you can still go to all the radio stations I mentioned at the beginning, which I'm not going to do again. But if you go to buildascene.com and hover over podcasts, click on episodes for the Pennsylvania Rock Show, there's about 500 of them on the website, and you can go re-listen to everything. And with that said, we will see you next week.
Sick.